What's up, bro?
You know what it is?
You already?
Never table of consequence, bro. How you feel?
Oh, man. I'm fired up now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
It's go time, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what it do?
Mm-hmm. Shout out to the sponsors. Your High Helping Hands, Flex Fitness, that Wash Bar out West Philly, Self-Preparatory Academy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get the sponsors out the way. For the viewers that know how we get down here, on Table of Consequence, I always like to shout out my signs on the back of the mural. It's important that we do that. Why? Because we do accept the prayers for the people that's deceased, in the grave.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna mention them by name because I would definitely appreciate that. To my left, I got my son Gerald Stewart, who died in Philadelphia from gun violence at the age of 23. And right next to him, I got my nephew, Omar Vasquez, who died in Philadelphia from a car accident at the age of 18. And right next to him, I got my son, Mukman Jenkins, who died in Philadelphia from gun violence at the age of 18. And then I got my son, Montrell Stewart, who died in Philadelphia at the age of 26 from gun violence as well. And it's feeling a little tight. Luke feeling a little tight on this one.
Yeah.
So like I said, that's a grieving moment for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a little moment real quick, silence before we get into it. Table of Consequence, bro. What it do?
Got a beautiful guest.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? We're gonna let her introduce herself.
Mm.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I mean?
So what's up, everybody? I'm Dwanna Rashan to be exact. I'm from Germantown, from Philadelphia. Yeah.
You already?
You already know.
I'm off.
I know her as Wine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We used to call her Wonton Soup.
Wonton Soup. Yep. That's what I got her in my phone as. Wonton Soup. Yep.
That's what I'm in your phone as?
Yes. I know your name.
Yeah.
But that's
I
what
know,
you.
but that's what y'all call me. All right. Cool.
It's my sister
You know what I'm
right
saying?
here, man. I'm excited to have you on the podcast.
Thank you. I'm grateful to be here.
Yeah.
I'm grateful to be here.
Yeah, I reached out to one.
That's hot. That's
You know
hot.
what I mean? Because on a you know what I mean, on a serious note, like I'm a big fan. You know what I mean? And I watched Wine like just go through so many different things and still just show strength.
Yeah, strong.
You know what I mean? And I just be looking from afar, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just cheering you on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In my own little way. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like, and I mean that from like the you know what I'm saying? Like, so I said, damn, I mean, you know what I mean? Look like she's strong enough to get on the podcast. You know what I'm saying? So
Thank
you know what I mean? Let me reach out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I
man.
like the way you tell your journey. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You put your journey out there. Like you would, like people might be like, damn, what is she doing? You allow yourself to be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. You know what I'm saying? And in that is strength. You know what I'm saying? So I said, damn, let me reach out to her and see if she come on, you know what I mean, tell her story. Because like we always say, everybody got a story.
Yeah.
And everybody's story is powerful and it's somebody that can relate to everyone's story.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And it can resonate some type of way with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It may get them out of the bed. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know what I'm saying? So that's where we at.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
No doubt.
And I am ready. This is like, because I'm about to write a book. I'm in the process of writing a book. And because I do believe like I got so much, like I have been through so much, like before y'all knew me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I've been through a lot. And what you're saying to me is like, I hear it all the time. And everybody's like, when you gonna write the book? When you gonna write the book? When you gonna write the book? And I'm like, on what? Because it's so many things that I could write the book on.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm grateful for you all for inviting me here and giving me like this platform to share my story. Because this is an international stage right here.
Facts.
And so I'm just grateful.
Right.
So I mean, where y'all want me to
Yeah,
start?
so
It's like
so
where
be
y'all
we
want
got-
me
yeah,
to
we
so that's
got-
start?
cool.
we
I'm gonna
got you.
segue you in. So
Right.
let's start like when you start realizing, the fact that like became, the person that had your own vision. So like, you might have been 12, 11, 13, when you wanted to do, your own thing as Dwanna Rashan.
I feel like I always knew that I was somebody. I remember being probably like my parents were still together. So I remember being like 8 or 9
Mm.
and I asked them, could they give me singing lessons? Because I wanted to learn how to sing. Right. And they laughed at me
Dang.
and was like, girl, we ain't rich. Like
Right.
on that type time, they like laughed and I like understood, like, no, we ain't rich, but like, y'all can't give me no singing lessons. Like, I just want to learn how to sing. So I always knew, and then like to this day, when I be singing, my dad be like, "Girl, you cannot sing," and I be in my head like, "Well, if you would have got me some singing lessons when I was a child,
Right.
maybe I could sing,
Right.
and we wouldn't still be in the hood." But
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
But I always saw more for myself.
Mm.
And even when I was a kid, it'd be like, clean your room. I ain't cleaning my room. I got people that clean my room. Like,
Mm.
I used to say stuff like that. I used to play outside in Easter dresses, and my mom hated it. But my dad, I give him his props because he allowed me to be fully self-expressed. Like, no, she don't gotta go put no sneakers on. If she want to get dressed up and go outside and play and get dirty, then let her do it.
Mm.
Right. So I kind of feel like I always knew.
Mm.
I always had vision since I was a child.
Right.
Like, I always wanted more. I've always been driven. Is like it's not nothing. It's new to people that's just getting to know me.
Right.
But it's always been who I am. Like when I was a kid, I would cry if I got a B.
Mm.
I mean, that changed when I got to high school, but that changed when I got to high school because the streets had me.
Right.
The streets had me.
That
So
was actually going to be my next question.
yeah.
In regards to your childhood, you had your mom and pop, which is awesome. But when did you started drifting away from, their like supervision?
So I went through a little transition. I always hung out. Y'all know I'm from around the way. So I always hung. My grandma live on Marion.
Right.
And
The little block.
the little block,
Yeah.
you know, the little block. And so I will be up the street on Hansberry, like, but from a teenager on, seen a lot of things, done a lot of things, and that was just that. I went to high school in South Philly. I went to Bach let me back up. My mom moved to Norristown, right? We were living when she left my father, we moved back around the way with my grandma. And then she moved us to the Badlands. So I grew up at 7th and Somerset, which is like the hood. Y'all know
The Badlands.
the Badlands.
Right.
They're called the Badlands for a
Down
reason.
there with Jackie and them.
Yeah, basically. Basically. And it back then, my mom wasn't really paying us no mind.
Present.
She wasn't really present. She was very depressed. She didn't come out her room. And me and my brother, we still went to school up the way. So we would have to run from our house because you can't can't go down Somerset. You might get kidnapped and get sold so somebody can get a hit, because that's what times was back then. And you know, me and my brother, we would go to the corner, and I'm like, "You ready?" And we would just, I mean, when I say run, we would run from 7th and Somerset to Germantown and Lehigh.
Wow.
Nonstop. And I don't know who that SEPTA bus driver was, but he never pulled off until we got on that bus.
That's all.
Right.
If he seen us running, he waited.
Right.
And God bless that man. Like, really, God bless him for real. So she got herself together, which I'm proud of, and she moved to Norristown. And I think I might have been like in the 7th grade, somewhere around there, 6th or 7th grade. And I think I was in the 7th grade. So that was like in the summer. And then we went, and then I was with her. And then here come this one day in August where she waking me up like, "Come on, it's your first day of school." And I was like, "Oh, absolutely not.
Right.
I'm not going to school out here.
Right.
I'm going to graduate from Pickett with my friends. I'm not going to school." So then that's kind of like when it all started a little bit. And she called my dad, like, "This girl was refusing to go to school," and he came and got me.
Right.
So then I
What
moved.
daddies do.
He came and got me because I'm like, "Dad, I'm not, y'all want me to go to school? Put me back in Pickett." I don't know why she took me out without my permission.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? But
Right.
I'm serious. Like, why did she do that? She didn't even tell me. It was just like, "Wake up, you going to school." What? This August, school don't start until after Labor Day. What you talk about?
Right.
So I went down there with my dad, came and got me, and he really wasn't paying me no mind either. He was chasing women and
Right.
doing what he was doing. And with him, I had a lot of freedom.
Right.
He gave me a lot of freedom because he worked the shift that he worked. He wasn't really around. He wasn't really paying me no mind. And long as you in West Philly by 10 o'clock. Oh, all right, cool. I could do that. And that's what happened. I graduated from 8th grade. And then by then I was, that summer, I just got caught up. So by the time 9th grade rolled around and I'm going to South Philly to go to Bach, to go to high school, I wasn't even really going to school.
Right.
That's why I was failing. And my dad was real easy about it. Like, he'd come in, because he basically like worked the overnight shift. He'd come in the morning, like, "You going to school today?" I'd be like, "No." Be like, "Oh, all right." And that's kind of how it was.
Right.
So did you wind up graduating from high school?
Yeah, I had to. So on time, but I had 2 report cards in a row that I had straight Fs.
Right.
Because I ain't go to school. And I'll never forget, my mom and my dad was on the phone arguing one day. He was actually talking to her when I came in the house, like, "I'm looking at the report card, Nicole. Like, the girl got straight Fs." And that was the icing on the cake for my mom. And she came in. I will never forget, I was at school one day. I seen my mom in the hallway, and she was like, "You coming with me?" And I'm going to be honest, at the time, I was pissed off. But when I look back as an adult, that was the best thing that she could have done for me.
For sure.
And I thank her for that, because I don't know, like, where I would be. I mean, I might be dead or under the jail or under a jail. And I
Right.
say that straight authentically because of the way I was headed. So, you know, I think her for that all the time. Like, I hated it up there, but if you wouldn't have made that move, like,
Put your foot down.
yeah,
She put her
she
foot
put
down.
her foot down,
Right.
like, came and got me. Like, no, No, sis.
See, I was a little different. I ain't really had no freedom with my mom. But then when I transgressed and I went to my grandma's crib, that's when I had all the freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, that's when all hell broke loose.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I was doing stuff. I was mischievous and stuff like that. But once I wasn't being monitored 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, yo, your pop over there, he up the jails. Oh, can you take me? I used to do stuff. I used to pay people to take me to go see my pop in the jail, but they couldn't, for some reason. I never got in the scene, but I literally used to pay people to take me up there to try.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I ain't never tell my mom that.
Oh, wow.
She know now.
Oh,
But
she
yeah,
know now, yeah.
But I used to try all types of stuff. And that's where I as a adult now, I could look back and see why I got along with so many old heads, because I was really trying to find my pop. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he always was in jail though. And
Is he still in jail?
No, he passed away.
Oh, wow.
But when he was home, he was in the street, so he was just running. So it wasn't. He was like just the old head around the way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah.
How has that affected you?
That's heavy. It affected me in a lot of ways, man. You know what I mean? It made me more vulnerable to a lot of old heads, because I always hung around a lot of old heads,
right?
And I was I listened to them more. You know what I mean? Like, damn, that's my old head. But I'm really yearning for a dad, like, to tell me what to do.
Right.
Well, no, my old head got me doing this, he got me doing that. But I'm thinking it's thorough.
Right.
But it's really building me up, go to the penitentiary. And it's really getting me ready for that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And he bred me for the street. On how to survive in the street. And
right.
Instead of putting me on that platform of going to school. They'll say it because it's ideal to say, yo, go to school. But really they got their own agenda.
Right.
I'm gonna put him in his crib. I used to work, I remember being about 15. I worked from 7 in the morning to 7 at night up Abbotsford in a house. Then I would leave Abbotsford at 7 at night and go out West Philly to 7 in the morning. In the house, in the car with an old head. My old head used to go, and I was upon this ideal like we was together.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, we gonna build it all up.
Yeah.
This all ours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then at the end of that few month run, he gave me something like, yeah, this you. But now that I'm older, I'm like, damn. But back then, I'm like, bet. You know what I'm saying? But now that I'm older, I'm like, damn, this nigga gave me like an ounce.
Right.
Yeah, I was running through an ounce a day. You know what I'm saying?
Child.
But back then, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? This is my old way, got my bag. Ain't nobody never do no shit like, because I was bred to be that way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that togetherness, I found myself like believing in that as time went on. Like, damn, we squad. This the team.
Right.
We gonna all ride for the team.
Right.
When I realized, now that I'm a little older, like everybody got their agenda. Like it's the team, that street shit, like the team shit, that shit. It might be one or two that's believing into what's going on. But the overall, everybody got their own hidden agenda. Like I'm with the damn, let's build this up. Yeah, motherfucker, he.
On the
you know
side.
what I'm saying? So.
Interesting.
Yeah, very, very, very. Yeah.
So how old was you when you had your first kid?
I had my son at 18.
That wasn't bad.
I mean, I did graduate high school, but to answer that question, when I got up to Norristown, it was a complete culture shock for me, because I was in that joint like, Black people carrying book bags? Like, y'all got books?
Right.
Like, y'all do y'all work? It was different. Everybody was cool and fun and, regular. But I was astonished. I actually ended up writing a paper about it in college, but I was I was so astonished. Like, so I did, once I was up there, I did okay. However, I had to go to summer school every summer just so I could graduate on time from failing the 9th grade.
Right.
So even though I went up there in the 9th grade, like I basically didn't have no credits. That I like no transferable credits. It was like nothing to transfer. So I had to go to summer school. I went to summer, and my mom was so pissed, but it was like, because she had to pay for it. Up there, you gotta pay
Right.
$125.
Right.
I'll never forget. $125 a class. She was pissed, but it was what I had to. I had to do it.
Done, right?
It had to be done. So, what you just asked me?
How old was you when you had the first
how
kid?
old I was when I had my first son. So 18. I was 18 when I had Mark. And it was rough because his dad got killed when I was 6 months pregnant with him.
Dang.
So my son never knew his father.
Damn.
Ever. And he looked just like him. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He looked just like him. He never knew his dad. And it's how you just was talking about everybody got their hidden agendas. Like, that situation was crazy.
Right.
He basically got backdoored by his own cousin. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Right.
Yeah.
Who out here living free and married and big house on the hill and this and that. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Yeah.
All right. So
How was it like for the, I'm sure I got an idea, but for the viewers, how was it like being a single mom, like raising a kid, bringing a kid into this world, knowing that the father wasn't coming back?
It was hard. I was angry. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even want to have I didn't want to have no kids.
Right.
I really didn't. I did not. And I was like very clear with him about that. He would be high in my birth control and all of that kind of stuff.
Right.
And I feel like he knew, because it was a lot of crazy stuff happening. Like every day something was happening. So it was just building up. And he was just like, anything ever happened to me, go to your mom. Here go X, Y, and Z. Put this up. I don't care how many times I ask for it. Don't give it to me. So it's like, you know how somebody might be preparing for their departure
And don't even
realize it.
Yeah.
And so I was very angry. I was very angry, and I didn't even mourn until my son was like 3 years old, is when I finally like really broke down and cried about how everything went, the whole situation. Like, because that night, like, I don't even like know nobody but family really know this, but it's cool. That night, he and I went to the movies. It was supposed to be our night, but the movie had already started. I was very, very tired. And I said, let's just go home and watch a movie. And his phone, they kept blowing up his phone. So we home, we watching the Mac, right? We laid up, we watching the Mac. Rocks getting thrown at the bedroom window. He go out on the balcony, come back in, like, I gotta go put something together for somebody. I'm like, but this our night. Like, don't go nowhere.
Right.
He like, I'm gonna keep this on. He was basically like in pajamas, so to speak. He like, just so you know, I'm not going nowhere, right? But then he go in a closet and take everything that we have cash, like the number.
Right.
And I'm like, what you taking all that out for if you just gonna go put something together for somebody?
Right.
And he left. And I swear, like, I feel like the creator put me in the deepest sleep ever. The house phone, the cordless phone was ringing off the hook, off the hook, off the hook. I answer it and it would die, right? I didn't have like the energy, like that's how in the deep of a sleep I was in to like even get up out the bed and put the phone on the charger, right? I heard all these bangings on the door, and like thank God for the apartment because it was like all throughout. It was like I'm saying fortress in my head, but it was, we lived in an apartment over top of a bar. So we went through the, what is it called? Like the loading dock. It was like the loading dock is how you got in. So the door was like steel.
Right.
Can't nobody get in the door. And all night I just kept hearing banging on the door, but I ain't have no energy and no strength to like really get up. And my mom, she had keys, and I wasn't even really effing with my mom like that. My mom had a key to the apartment because she had to come stay with us for like a month until her house had got ready. So my mom came in and woke me up like, Dwanna, you know, where Mark at? And I'm like, I don't know. He probably up his dad's house or something like that. She's like, nah, you gotta get up. And I'm like, why are you even here? Just like that. I'm like, why are you here? Why are you in my apartment? She's like, no, you gotta get up. They saying he got killed. I'm like, what? Now this is in the morning. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. I throw my stuff on. When I got outside, I realized everything was on backwards. And I threw my stuff on. I called to his father's house. One of the cousins answered the phone. And she's like, where you at? We was trying to get to you all night. I'm like, I'm at the apartment. And I just feel like God spared my life that night. I really do. Because it was so many instances where people was knocking on the door. Come to find out. Right. The cops was knocking on the door. The family was knocking on the door. I honestly believe in my heart them niggas was knocking on the door. Right. And it's just been, so I was like angry.
Right.
And then the first thing when I go outside, I see is my mom, the cops. My mom had went into, cause my phone was dead. My mom had went into like the diner and called somebody. All I remember is when I finally came outside, the cops was there. The cousins was there. His cousins was there. My mom was there. And when I seen the cops, I just...
Right. You know it was true.
I knew it was true.
Right.
And the cops was like, we was trying to get into here last night. We was banging on the door. I'm like, but when I collapsed like this, I don't know who said it, but somebody was like, you can't, you got to stay calm. You can't do all that because you got to protect the baby. So I never cried after that moment. Till 3 years later.
All right.
So raising a child without a father because of some street shit, raising a black man in this country, in this city, without a father over some street shit that for real ain't even had nothing to do with him. What I want to say, because even with you and your sons, right? When y'all, and I'm talking to Black men, whoever y'all out here in these streets, like, y'all not thinking about the consequences, like the impact on your families. Y'all leaving kids when y'all go to jail. Y'all leaving kids when y'all die with nothing. Because most don't got no life insurance policies. No type of insurances. You not getting no social. Your kids not going to get no social security because you ain't never had a job. I couldn't even get social security for my son. He did eventually go get a job because he was trying to transition out of the nonsense. But what he do? Get a job, like a fake social security, like the wrong social security number, so that he wouldn't get caught up in child support for his other kid. I didn't even know that until I go to the social security office, like, this is social security number, and they like, nah, that ain't it. You know what I mean? I'm like, who the hell told him to do that? Like, what are you thinking? Who gave you that coaching? But I understand.
No, that's real coaching.
It's real. That's real. Like,
Right.
No, it's real. Real fake socials out here.
Yeah, they out here.
Yeah.
Cause you don't want nobody coming after you for child support.
That's
like,
a fact.
I just want to say, like, in regards to that, you just gotta do it for your family for real. Like, it's so many ways to get money out here now legally.
Right, for sure.
Right.
It be your own folks.
Right.
For sure.
So what you got into? Brand new baby. The father, passed away. How you was getting it? How you live?
For a second, I attempted to stay in that life.
Right.
For a second. And then it was like, nah, you can't do this. Cause you all he got.
Facts.
You all he got.
Facts.
I had someone who I considered a friend, guy friend, that I went to school with, who I trusted, like, try to do business with him. He burnt me. And he, like, disappeared. Then he pulled up on a block because one of his mans got killed. And I ain't seen Bull in a couple of months. I like lost it. Cause I was out there I told him, like, the next time I see you, is a rap for you.
Right.
I'ma handle you, like, cause I was one of them. And I just went off. And, like, if it wasn't for the people who was outside that day, like, I don't know. I probably wouldn't be here.
Life happen that fast all the time.
It do.
All
it
the
do.
time.
It do.
You gotta make a decision real fast.
It's like,
like
so after that, it was just like, you gotta be legit. You gotta be legit. Now, I always, like, had a job. Right? I've been working for a very long time, since I was a teenager. So I always had some sort of my own income. And even with my son's father, like, we would flip my checks,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I got into real estate through a temp agency.
Right.
How old was Mark here? He was like 6 weeks, and I had a job. And by the time he was like 3 months, I had moved out.
Right.
My dad was so upset. Like, I told you didn't have to go back to work. I got y'all. You don't got to go get your own place. But like, I was used to my freedom.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I
space.
moved out of my mom's house when I was 17. That's a whole nother conversation. So I was just used to like my own space, my own my own freedoms. Like, so that's how I got into real estate through a temp agency. I was working for Wells Fargo
Right.
before Wells Fargo was even here as a bank. It was a mortgage division in King of Prussia.
Right.
Wow.
That long ago. And I would, back to being a single mom, the real estate industry was booming in them early 2000s. So it was like I was working overtime galore. And Marqueur, we were back in Philly, but he would go to daycare in Norristown. So I'll drop him off to Norristown, go to my job in King of Prussia. So it was days, a lot of days where when my shift ends, I go to the daycare, get him, and come back to work. And he'd be sitting in the car seat at my desk while I'm just doing what I got to do.
The grind.
Straight grinding.
Yeah.
Straight. And like, I feel like, all of these situations have like developed me into like who I am and made me who I am because I don't have no choice.
Right.
Ain't nobody else gonna do it. Ain't nobody else coming to save me. That's like,
Right.
That's where the strength and the determination and the grit and all that come from, because my mindset is like, ain't nobody coming to save me. Yes, I got family support and things like that, but ain't nobody coming to save me for real. There's only so much that they can do.
Right.
There's only so much that I can expect my friends to do, my family to do. There's only so much. Like,
Only so much they can do.
Yeah.
So
that's real.
Yeah.
Right, that's real.
Being a single mother ain't easy. That's all I can say. We just out here doing what we got to do.
Right.
And a lot of times, like in my situation, it's not by choice, it's by circumstance.
Right.
It's by circumstance.
That's a lot of other people's situations too.
Yeah, it's by.
Yeah,
I don't.
you're not
I
alone.
don't want to. I don't want to.
Right.
Right.
But I have to.
Right.
Because ain't nobody else going to do it. And I ain't going to never be a deadbeat mother. That's crazy.
Crazy. Right.
Sheesh.
How many children you got?
I have 2.
How many years apart?
7, because I thought I wasn't having no more kids.
Yeah. How you let that happen?
Child, it was a drunk night. That's literally the drunk night. And I ain't even really know that man, but that's basically what happened.
Right. Yeah.
That's
everybody. Listen, you ain't alone. That's everybody's story.
But in that situation, I was a woman. Like, I was a woman about it. Like, look, I'm clear that I'm going to have this baby. I need to know if you going to be here or not, because I'm not going to allow you to be in and out.
Right.
So you take your time, but I'm just letting you know, like, this is what's happening and this is what I'm doing. And that's how Asa got here.
Right. Asa. Yeah, that's what's up.
That's how Asa got here, which I'm so grateful for.
Right.
because I love him and like he's up to big things.
Yeah, he a
Right,
star,
sure.
man.
Yeah, yes,
Definitely.
he is. He got that
He a
kid got
star.
something. So it's like I
That's
gotta
what's up.
keep nurturing it. You know what I
Right.
mean? I gotta keep nurturing and cultivating it
Mm.
because he got something.
That's imperative.
Yeah,
You know
with
what I
our
mean?
kids.
Like with our kids, like when they got something and you gotta be right there to see it through.
Yep.
You
Yep.
can't really take a back seat to
Yep.
it.
At
You know
all.
what I mean? You gotta see it through and let it land wherever it lands. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? But yeah, you definitely gotta see it through because I just remember being a kid and not having that type of support. And not because I didn't have the support, because my people was in the hustle and bustle.
Right.
They was trying to survive. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
you know, what I was doing wasn't really, you know what I mean, or what I wanted to do wasn't really relevant because we gotta keep these lights on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I get it. You know what I'm saying? That's why, you know, I try to be as active as possible. You know what I'm saying?
No, seriously.
Yeah. And you know, just walk the walk. What you want to do? You want all right, come on, let's push through.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because I really don't want when it's all said and done, I don't want my children to have no regrets. You know what I'm saying?
Seriously.
By the time they, you know, and then in their childhood, and then when they get older and they start making their own decisions, cool. You know what I'm saying? That's a
Yeah.
whole nother stage.
Yeah.
But right now, as a a young man, come on, man, that's what you want to do. All right, let's do it.
Let's do it. People
Yeah,
be
man.
like, is it worth it? And I'm like, yeah, it's worth it with him going to Roman Catholic.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, it's worth it because this is the only way that he can keep playing football. He a great student. He was
Right.
going to a charter school, which I loved the charter school. It was K through 12, but they didn't have a football team. Right. I would have loved for him to be able to stay at their school.
Right. What school was it?
It was Mass
Oh.
Community Charter School.
Okay.
So, and I loved the school, but I said, what you want to
Roman
do?
Catholic got them scouts coming.
Yep,
Right, for
exactly.
sure.
I said, what do
That's
you
where you
want to
need to
do?
be.
Because this your last little league season. Like,
Right.
what you want? He's like, I want to play high school football. I want to
Right.
play college football. So I'm like, all right, well, we gonna have to start applying to some schools because
Right.
like I can't just send you anywhere. You too good of a student. You can't just go to
Right.
any
Right.
public school.
Cool.
Right.
Like your personality, like you a dope kid. I don't need no negative influences on what you
Right.
got going on. And so we applied for a couple. We went and did some visits. He did some testing. And at the end of the day, Roman offered the biggest bag.
Right.
That's dope.
They offered the biggest
So
bag. And
well,
I
and
was
what that
like,
tell-
this is what we gonna
and
do.
what that tells me is that they seen something
Mhm.
because Roman don't do that unless
Mhm.
they see something.
Now
Unless
they
they
gonna
see
do their
something.
homework.
Right. Unless they see something. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So
Yep.
yeah.
So it was good. And his little league coaches put in a good word for him down there. And when he was in the 8th grade, he was going to day practices.
Right.
So that was dope. I'm grateful for my son. He got some. He transitioning. He ain't nothing like Mark. Lord knows.
Mm-hmm.
Lord knows.
Nephew.
He ain't nothing like Mark.
Nephew.
But he transitioning, so it's like and they're like night and day. I feel like Asa is such like a good kid because he's seen like everything I went through with his brother.
Mm-hmm.
So he like
And you were maturing
and
in
I
that
was
process.
maturing, right?
Right.
And it's honestly, I feel like it's me too because they got two different moms.
Versions,
They
right.
got two different versions of me. Mark got a street version of me. Like Asa got a very much more like mature and personally developed version of me. Right. And that shows in like our relationship and it shows in their character too.
Right. That's powerful. Damn, that's powerful. Cause it just make me think about like I remember I went to therapy with my mom. Me and my little brother, we went to therapy with my mom. They invited us, me and my brother there. and we went, and my mom was like, she basically was like, I get why he went through what he went through, but I don't get why you went through what you went through. I did everything. Like he was the trial and error kid talking about me. You know, I had to go through some shit
Yeah.
to get where, but you were the spoiled kid to the best of
Right.
my ability.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you see that though with like in different like upbringings. You know what I mean? You young, you learning as you go. But then when you
Right.
figure some shit out, then you have another one and you have some more, then you start to grow. And they start to get that.
Yes.
Sometimes the top gotta be the sacrifice.
Yeah.
That's life.
No,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
In order for the bottom to survive. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I get it, man.
Well, it wasn't like that for me and mine, you know, my siblings. My oldest sister led the way,
Right.
like a trailblazer.
Mm.
Straight A student, you know what I mean? Got a job right out of, you know what I mean, while she was in high school, you know, was working real early, real close to my mom, then my other sister, then it's me, and it's trickled down from there, like, you know what I mean? But sometimes just in genetics.
Yeah.
You know, that's how I really truly believe that
Yeah.
because me and my
Sometimes it
older
is.
sister had a different dad. And my other sister, me, and then my little sister got the same father. We got similar ways. We all trying to figure this shit out. So sometimes it's just in genetics. Mom give us the best teachings.
Right.
And sometimes the genetics of our fathers just come out of us. That's just true story.
No,
But
I don't disagree with that.
Let me say this. It's funny you say that, right? When we was at the dinner, me and Drina was talking about that, and she was talking about mom and then talking about her situation. Like, bro, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. And I'm like, Drina, you the replica.
Yeah, you
your
one
mama.
thing.
You know what I mean? Like you acting like you. No,
you've been doing this shit,
right?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She said, you know what? You
makes
right,
sense.
right?
No, she been doing this. But you know, let's get into the meat, steak, and potatoes of this. Well, this you know, interview. Although it's been dope since you first began, but what was like your latest endeavor in your life? Like, you know, in regards to, you know, some things you might have went through recently. You know what I'm saying?
So for the last, this is about to be 4 years. It's crazy.
Dang.
For the last 4 years, I've been healing from cancer. Right. I found out December 2020. Right, is when I found out. I laughed because I had just wrote my goals down for 2021. I wrote down some real big things. Right? I asked God for some real big things. So when it was determined that I had breast cancer, I laughed because I'm like, of course, something like this big is going to come try to throw me off my square. So, you know, all distractions are equal. Now, I just asked God for all of these things. So, of course, something this big thought it was going to come and deter me, right? And it has been challenging. I went through 2021. I went through 52 weeks of chemotherapy. I can't even count how many procedures I had between a mastectomy and ports getting placed and out and exchange surgery, getting an implant, all of this kind of stuff. Like I can't even tell you how many procedures. And then December 2021, they tell me I'm cancer free. Now, mind you, when they did the mastectomy, they took my whole entire right breast, non-nipple sparing, and they cut and took the lymph nodes too. And they had to test the lymph nodes. And they test the lymph nodes to ensure that nothing traveled, right? So they told me that nothing traveled, which was a great thing. And they told me that I caught it in time, blah, blah, blah. And that's, you know, just because October was Breast Cancer Awareness Month, like this is an ongoing thing. That's just commercial, but this is real life
Right.
for millions,
Right.
and it's my life.
Right.
So 2020, December 2021, cancer free. 2022, I'm getting back to myself. I'm dropping the weight. The chemo had blew me up. I was the heaviest that I've ever been in life. Right. And I just like stayed down, and I didn't even tell nobody. Like, I told who needed to know, and asked them to respect my privacy until I was ready to share it. And I didn't even share with the entire world that I was going through cancer until I was like about to have my last treatment. Because the world, when it comes to that C word, everybody not comfortable with it.
Right.
And I was content. Like, my emotions was content. I was content. And I just didn't want, like, how my family handled it. It was like they had overwhelmed me so much. I was like, oh yeah, I'm not telling nobody else this because y'all is tripping. I'm good.
Stressing you out.
You stressing me out. And the thing is like, cancer is not even the worst thing that happened to me. It's not.
Talk about it.
It's not the worst thing that happened to me. So for me, it's like I've been dealing with this. Is like I got a cold. Like, this something I have and something that I'm being treated for. I ask first question, am I going to die? No. All right, cool. Let's get these treatments on the road. Like, let's get this on the road. That has been my mentality. And they always say, you just like the most positive patient, whatever. But 2022, like, getting my life back together, losing weight, traveling the world, living my best life. And then 23, I start feeling a little weird. But I didn't know what it was. Like, I just started feeling a little weird. And then I started having these headaches, and then the headaches became more frequent. And then the headaches came, like, they started to become, like, debilitating.
Right.
Then I'm waking up in the morning. As soon as I wake up in the morning, I'm throwing up. Like, I ain't even had nothing to eat or drink. I literally just woke up to go to the bathroom.
I ain't pregnant.
Right. You know damn well I'm not.
Right.
Right? But
Was you sure?
I was in motherfucking positive. It ain't another baby coming out of here. I was trying not to curse all this time, but let me tell you something.
Let it go.
Fuck that.
Sorry to this platform.
Ain't no baby coming up out this joint. But child, y'all just took me to somewhere else. But the long story short is, it was this little piece that got away.
Wow.
And I had a tumor in my head. So once I found that out, not to mention they was being like complete dicks and assholes at this hospital that I went to, this ER that I've been going to for years. They wouldn't scan me. And I was like, they're like, oh, we just gonna hook you up to an IV and give you this little migraine cocktail and send you home. I'm like, no, something is wrong. And I'm not leaving here until y'all scan me. What kind of scan? MRI, whatever, I don't care. Oh, we don't do MRIs in the ER no more. Ma'am, you not listening. I'm not leaving. So after some time, they took me back, and then everybody was nice. Okay, we do see something. There is a mass. We don't know what it is. You're being admitted.
Right.
They're going to transfer you to the main hospital. Yeah, I know my body. I know something is wrong. And then from there, it just was a whirlwind. So that was 23. my head was split from ear to ear, and they were able to remove the tumor. Then I'm back doing chemo, back doing the chemotherapies, and got radiation. And then this year, 2 more tumors return in my head that can't be removed.
Wow.
So what I'm dealing with now is like these treatments indefinitely.
Mm.
So I just look at it like this has brought me like closer to what my real purpose is.
Right.
Because before I felt like my purpose was real superficial. It really wasn't my purpose. But now I'm 100% positive that my purpose is to show people how to live life through any circumstance. That's why I'm here.
It's powerful.
That's it. So I just want to wake up every day and operate in my purpose, however it come.
That's powerful. Damn, that gave me the chills too when
What's
she
this?
said that.
So let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, damn, that John got me emotional.
Yeah. That's when you say living in your purpose, that's what I see. That's why I say when I be looking and I be on the and I ask my wife, you talk to Juan?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, so is it any side effects from the tumors? Like do you feel pain or you just
So I'm just getting over side effects. So I couldn't hear. Y'all know how I feel when you on a plane?
Yeah.
Your ears be popping.
Ears
Be
be
like
popping.
stuck.
And it's stuck. And
Like
it's
something
just
stuck
I
in
feel
there.
like I'm underwater.
Right.
I'm just getting like my clear hearing back, like literally in my left ear. Well, it was both ears was bad, but the left ear was like the worst. But I'm just getting my hearing back. I'm somewhat getting my sense of taste back.
Wow.
I can't really taste, so be grateful if you can taste today. I haven't been able to really taste in years. Right? So I'm somewhat getting a sense of taste back. Like I can taste something sweet, sour, like stuff like that. But like the flavor.
Right. That made me think about my grandma.
The flavor, I can't I'm just starting to be able to taste flavor again. Side effects, nausea, vomiting. I want to say maybe like this is November. I want to say maybe like around August, I stopped throwing up.
Okay.
Because I would be throwing up every single day. Like all day. So those were like the main side effects.
How are your sons reacting?
I asked them, they okay, but I know they really not okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially Asa.
Right.
Because Mark work, so he's not really home that much. And if he is home, he sleep.
His own thing.
Yeah, he in his room. He ain't really, and he ain't even really been home. That's another conversation for another day.
Right.
He ain't even. I'll be honest. He ain't even really been there.
Right.
Like
good.
Child, not good.
Not good. She want to.
Not good.
She want to keep tabs on this nigga. Man.
Not good.
He grown
And I feel
now.
you though. No, I feel you
I
though.
got you. I got
No,
you.
like you talk about don't nobody prepare you for parenting. Parenting a young adult, yo,
Right.
this a different ball game. So, but I feel like Asa probably was impacted the most because he's the one that's with me. He's the
Right.
one like dumping the throw up bucket. He's
Right.
like, you know what I mean?
Right.
He see it.
Mhm.
So I'm like, you cool? And he like, I'm good. It's a lot, but I'm all right. I'm like, you sure? Because if you not, I want you to be able to talk about your feelings, express your feelings, because I know that this has impacted you in some kind of way. Like 2021, I blew up and so did he. Cause I don't got the energy to cook. And this one particular day, just like the chemo now, I'm functional with it. I still go every 3 weeks. I take pills every single day. The chemo from 2021 blew me up. Like I was gaining like 5 to 8 pounds after every infusion. And that chemo would put me to sleep. So I would get it on Monday. And then by Friday, I was knocked out like for days. And I'll never forget. So that meant he was fending for himself.
Oh, yeah.
Basically. Running across the street to the Chinese store, running across the street to Dollar Tree. You know, I'm ordering because I ain't. So he gained all his weight, right? But I didn't like really see it. You know? And I'll never forget, it was this one day I woke up and I was on the couch. I was on the couch going. I woke up and he was sitting in the chair. And he don't ever be sitting in the chair in the living room. He always in his own room. And I woke up, I'm like, why you sitting here like that? And he like, oh, I just wanted to make sure, you know, that you was okay. And like, it like broke my heart because I don't even remember, like, I don't even know how long I was asleep for. You know what I mean? And he just like, I'm just sitting out here just to like make sure you okay. Like, this is crazy. So I know he has been more affected than Mark for sure. But I will say about Mark, when I was in the hospital last year after the brain surgery, he was right by my side. He brought my shakes. He brought my shakes up. He brought my products up. And he was right by my side every day. Asa never came to the hospital. That's how I know. He ain't want to see me like that. But Mark was there every day. Yeah.
You was completely bald. Your hair growing back. You looking good today.
Thank you.
Oh, she definitely. When she came out, I did not tell you, you look good.
Listen, I'm
I mean?
down 22 pounds.
Hey,
I see it.
You looking
I
good
see
today.
it. You know what I'm saying? You looking
Thank
good.
you. I know that freaking stupid
you a
radiation.
vessel, man. You strong, man.
Yeah.
People definitely need to hear this story because a lot of people mentally don't recover from like going through that type of situation, and it affects their lives on how they moving forward. So that strength, women need to definitely hear it, and men need to hear that strength that you have. Yeah, I'm connected to your purpose with you today, and from definitely hearing all that. That's crazy.
Listen.
That's crazy.
At the end of the day gotta end. So how you gonna spend your day?
Right. Talk it.
How you gonna spend it? Because I could be, woe is me.
Right. Right.
Like, I got a right to be. I got a reason to be.
Right.
But at the end of the day,
how does that feel?
That
That shit don't feel good.
Okay.
The woe is me part.
Yeah, like,
it don't feel
nah.
good. Even when you got the reason to.
Even when you got the reason to.
Don't.
Because in my situation, if I take that on, I might be going tomorrow.
For sure. Yeah.
Cause I can attest, like, I can actually see how you might hear about somebody having some sort of like life-threatening disease, and then you see them and they like, yeah, I'm good, and then 2 days later they dead, they gone.
Mentally.
It's
They
because
took themselves out.
it's all mental.
Taking myself out first mentally.
It's all mental. And like my mindset is just I'm not letting nothing take me out.
That's what's
It's
up.
just I'm just not.
Right. That's what's up.
And I know it's like I know my family they not gonna be able to handle that.
Right.
I'ma live a long life.
Right.
Because I say I'm gonna live a long life.
Right.
Straight like that.
Listen.
I like that.
Thoughts become things. Choose the good ones.
That's what's up.
It's good. When you said about the taste and the hearing, my grandma had a tumor. They removed it, but she lost her taste and her hearing in her left ear. Yep, she lost her taste. But I used to, my grandma took 9 pills like my whole life, right? But I used to I like him, and like now, like just not having my grandma, I'm gonna be like, you know what I mean? When you get in that child state of mind sometimes, even though she probably would have been like 100 by now, but when you think about who she was for me, and I'll be like, damn, I wish I had my grandma, even with the 9 pills. And
right.
She had a nerve on the tumor used to make her do this all the time. Twitch. You know what I'm saying? And you'll be sitting in the living room and people like kids will come over and be like, why she keep twitching? Like, you know what I mean? But not knowing,
right.
I understand the twitch. I'm happy she twitching because she could be dead.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? She done been through a lot. But you know, the other grandkids might have they not used to it.
Not used to
You know what I'm saying? Her whole joint used to be like, while she reading a book. They think something wrong with her. No, she fine. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was from the brain operation.
Wow.
The side effects.
The side effects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's with the 2 that's existing now. They like I wouldn't let them if they could. Because I was bedridden for 6-7 months. I couldn't do nothing.
Right.
In the bed.
In the bed. I was in the bed. I couldn't do nothing.
Whole half a year.
Dang. I had to put a night light in my hallway because I was scared I was gonna fall down the steps. Like my gate was off. Like
right.
That's all I could just take my time to go to the bathroom. I probably say maybe like in like 3 months after that surgery, I was able to like go down the steps. Crazy.
Learning how to move and walk all again. Wow.
Yeah. Basically.
Yeah. It's a powerful story, man.
Powerful. It's deep you said that because my mom, my grandma had to learn how to, my mom always talk about how she was there. My grandma had 9 kids. My mom always talk about how she was there. My grandma had to learn to walk and talk again, all over again. You know what I mean? Well, one of the side effects that she had was seizures. So they used to have to keep changing her medicine,
trying to figure out.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we could be in the line for something. She'll have a seizure and I'll just hold her. And they be like, she okay? And I'll be like, yeah, we just gotta let it pass. You know what I mean? Yeah. That was one of them things I felt so fucked up.
Cause you can't do nothing about it.
Cause she came to the prison to see me. And she came with a young lady of mine. And she had a seizure and the young lady did not respond to it. And she like, damn, like your grandma had that. And I'm like, no, she good. But as the more I matured, I'm like, damn, I took my grandma through this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But when you used to it and you selfish, you know what I mean? Because you want what you want, you be like, man, come on up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Woo! Child.
What we doing, bro?
Oh man, Another powerful story, man.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Mm.
I mean, I thank you for having, you know what I mean, for coming. You know what I'm saying?
Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah. I said, Wine, it's your turn. She said, for what? I said, come on up the joint. She said, sure.
Of course I will.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Because I'm always a yes. Like,
Right.
I'm always a yes to sharing myself, sharing my story. Like, I'm going to always be a yes.
Right.
What's your social media? Why?
Dream Chase Her. 3 words.
Dream Chase Her.
Yes.
On the gram. So if you guys, might want to reach out to her, some family members, anybody that's going through cancer, any type of form of cancer, might need some support or
anything.
Yes.
I mean, just need some support.
You can get at her, send her a message on IG, and that's our direct contact.
Yes.
With that being said, welcome to Table of Consequence.
Ow.